We all know what the best strategy in BTD6 is, but what about the second best strategy? Here you go. It's going to be a Soda play. Obviously, Soda's one of the best heroes in the game, so she's going to be able to start us off here and get us going with a real strategy. What do we do next? Well, before you die, make sure you get a Druid. How about a Druid play to save the day? Now, this map's kind of tricky because every single round we're going to have the panes of glass wrap around here, so we can't click on our tower. You can even hear the glass noise. Every single time you try to click on something, unless you're specifically on here. So if you want to change the targeting or upgrade them, you specifically have to have that be available. As soon as that glass slides across, it's not like you can click on them and hold it down. So you have to specifically decide when will I upgrade that tower and how. So we go kind of big if possible. So we're going to be going for the Thorn Swarm and the Heart of the Oak for our Druid here. Then eventually, once it wraps around, we're going to get the Druid of the Jungle. When it comes to abilities, they can be a little bit tricky. You can easily screw up by using your ability at the wrong time and be like, oh crap, there's Bloons taking through, let me use this thing, and then it's going to run out possibly by the time your Druid actually gets to attack here. And you can, oh my god, actually snipe it deliciously. But don't forget, you got to get that Druid of the Jungle ready to go. So he can actually hit from a distance, baby. I know, it feels good, doesn't it? Just to let this guy just kill pretty much everything, so to do some cleanup, and the Druid can even do extra cleanup in the back here. It's kind of a cool strat, actually. Luckily, this combines really well with a Wizard play, so it's kind of weird to put it in this map, but we're going to go for a Wizard right about here for now, because eventually, once we get our extra range and everything, we're going to reach across here and be able to hit things over there eventually. But for now, he's just kind of like a little bit of a helpful little guy here. In addition, camo detection is covered by Soda, so we don't have to worry about that action until a little bit later on in the game, which it could be an issue. No camo purples in the early game here. Soda can't clean them all up super effectively here, but good enough for me. Arcane Mastery is ready to go here, but we have to be very, very careful, because we got to start thinking about what do we do for lead balloons. Well, oh crap, Chris, that could be a big problem here. Well, unfortunately, Soda can't really pop leads unless we use our ability, but we can use our Druid to pop the leads, but only if we go for the top path. So when you have it available, you got to go for that Hard Thorns instead of just going for that Soda ability. Otherwise, you're going to be not doing very good. You're going to be like a dead Daffodil here. Except, oh, you can kill the Daffodils or close them up, or can't you? Am I closing them? No, they're just some of them are closed. I have no idea. Any which way, you're going to be one of these dead Daffodils, okay? This is definitely a dead one, not about to bloom. For sure. Ooh, there's that camo detection I was telling you about, man. So Soda, for right now, she can carry us, but you can't plan it long term, so you should probably just buy it. Intense Magic, Monkey Sense combo. Now, the only real issue here is that camo purples are still kind of thing, and even though Soda can pop the purple layer here, this guy cannot at all. So you got to hit all the small balloons with him and let Soda clean up all the top purple layer, which is kind of weird, specifically for this combo here. But it should be all right for us. And then we get to check on our Druid here to see if we can get this guy up to, we can't afford it yet. Oh, maybe. Let's check it out. It's going to be like a few $100s. Come on, come on, come on. Give me my money. $200? I don't think we're going to make it. There's a lot of Bloons here, though. Come on. Yes, we do. Last second there. We get a nice 4th tier Druid now, which unfortunately doesn't make us any money in Chimps mode. But overall, it's going to be a really, really helpful tower, as you can tell from us popping all the Bloons at the very front of the map here. Holy crap, that's cool. This is going to look really weird, but for a Moab class Bloon, putting a Spike Factory in the front of the map is just like, what? Why would you ever do that, Chris? That's really, really, really goofy. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah. 3 right about here. You obviously can't put it anywhere else over here, but we could put it in the back if we want to, but that's not the way I want to do it. I want to put it in the front here, which is very, very odd. And we're going to go for a middle path, faster production, even faster production, and then believe it or not, we could, if we felt so inclined, go for a bigger stacks or a long reach. Both are actually pretty reasonable. But today I'm going to go for that bigger stacks because I want to make sure I got my extra lead pop power here for DDTs long term. And even though we're not going to get much damage out of it, it's going to be the exact amount of damage that we need here if we use that Soda ability in combination with it, because we got to make sure we do a little bit of damage. Soda's going to clean up the things, then the Druid's actually going to do most of the extra damage here by cleaning all the Bloons up with its ability. And there you go. You can even take down a Moab with this weird strategy. Would you like to be SJB's second best friend? Well, you can use my creator support code only if you want to. It's SJB. Thank you so much. Now, I gotta admit, this looks really cool. The Druid kills all the Bloons in the very front here. If anything sneaks through, we kill it with our Spike Factory, believe it or not, most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. Just kind of awesome that we're popping around 43 at the front of the map here. But we need more, obviously, so our goal is to eventually get a Spirit of the Forest. Even surprisingly one of the best towers in the game, even on Chimps mode, which he doesn't even get to fully utilize his full potential here. But we do have another option, which is the beautifulness of our wizard here. A third-tier wizard is good, he's fine, but a fourth-tier wizard really elevates that Moab damage, which is really what I'm excited about here. So, if we can afford it, need another 1,000 now. Wrap it around, bro. Wrap it around! It's okay. I won't feel too sad about that. Alright, even a big balloon round here gets taken down very easily by our druid right now, and it's finally time. I could try to save up for a Spirit of the Forest, like, right now. 20 grand doesn't seem that impossible to get, but to be honest, the mobs are still going to be a little bit painful here. I don't want to deal with them, especially when we got a bunch of them coming out in the next few rounds. So we're going to go for that quick Arcane Spike now, but not the Archmage, at least not yet. So the cool thing about this is even when we got big chunks of Moabs coming out, easily can take those puppies down. At least the Moab layer, and then this... I don't even want to call him the Spirit of the Forest, but this Druid over here, like, dang, dude, he's got a lot of pops so far. In fact, I want to look at the pop count. I can really compare them, but I can't click on them until they're available. So this guy's got 3,000, which is not that much. Fair enough. We've got 30,000 for our Jungle's Bounty right now, and I don't even have Heart of the Thunder or anything. You know, just straight up a 1-4, just to make sure I can pop the leads, right? And then I am very curious to see what these guys got. I believe that the Wizard probably has quite a few here, but Sauda probably doesn't have that much. 20k and only 1,000 for Sauda. Really just a starter aspect of our game, and that's pretty much it. Cambo Leads, guess what? We don't got a problem here, man. Easily taken down. Wizard covers, and we got a big BFB coming in here as well. What do we do against this thing? Well, believe it or not, the Wizard is still very, very strong against Mob Glass Bloons, so as long as we have a decent amount of balloon popping power here in the back, we can clean them up with an ability! For 63, you're going to want to do that Wombo combo as per usual. Use Sauda to start, use Sauda to finish. It's kind of the way it's going to go down. So we'll use these blades here for the second rush, which is kind of sad, actually, because it's like so close to winning, and I'd really like to use it on the third set, but it's just easier to do it like this. Let these things get taken down, you know, reasonably easily here. But it's a lot of the Druid work right there. Now, we're only $4,000 away, but unfortunately we cannot get it just yet. We still have to wait 4 more wraparound rounds, man. Dang. 65 is a little bit tricky, but with mobility action, we manage it. And then things get a little easier, believe it or not. 66, 67, 68, usually not tough rounds for me. I don't know about you guys, but usually ain't too bad, especially on a one-lane map, even though it's kind of complicated. Still a one-lane map, so we get to, you know, really understand how these mobs are going to come out against us. And then guess what? It's frickin' time already, baby. We've got this Druid ready to go. Spirit of the Forest! Now, is he an automatic win? I don't want to say that, okay? Specifically because the Spirit of the Forest generally does a better job popping balloons when you're close to the balloons. If you notice the different thorns here, we've got the big, blue, thick thorns right here. We've got the semi-thick. You know, I think semi-thick's a good way to put it. A little bit further out, which again, not much room here. And then the rest of the vines here, the rest of the map. But these are little baby crap vines. I mean, the thickness here, the girth of these vines, very small. She's not going to like that girth at all. But you know what? Sometimes it's not about the thickness. Sometimes it's about how you use it. And we've got a lot of it. We've got a lot of these vines all over the place. And that's what's going to get us going in here. So now that we got Moabs and BFBs and everything coming out, you can tell that things still get popped pretty easily. I mean, we're definitely relying on the Wizard here to do a lot of our Moab pop power still. Fortunate enough for us, though. The Spirit of the Forest easily takes down the Bloons inside, so this Wizard isn't accidentally hitting things, but I still want to put them on strong. Okay. I still think the Spirit of the Forest can deal a lot of damage to like lower level Moabs and stuff, so I'm not really worried overall about him not hitting Moabs and aiming Zoma Gods or something silly and missing out on the actual depth of the Moab that I want to hit. So right now it's a waiting game. You know, I kind of want to see 75 and 76 just because they're like normally somewhat difficult rounds here, but I don't see it being a problem. Again, normally a very, very tricky round. 75 is the round that kills me more than any other round from... I take that back. 63 and 75 are the two rounds that kill me the most between round 1 and 80. By far. The most. 75 because I'm usually really trying to save up for a 5th tier by this point, right? But we were so efficient with our towers here, didn't have to build that much, that we were able to get a 5th tier fairly easily, fairly early on, and then we kind of just ride them into the sunset here for at least a long time, right? Now, at this point, what do we want to save up for? Well, we've got a couple options. We can go for our middle path Spike Factory, or we can go for our top path Wizard. Archmage is definitely one of the top tier towers in the game. Stops the camo Bloons from being an issue in their entirety. And a really good Moab damage. Kind of the main thing here. Not super great against the bad, but we got more time to like build up and get stuff going here. For the Spike Factory, definitely the Moab popping king, but not as good against the Bloons like at all. So it's really kind of a trade-off here between more of an average all-around wizard or just a full-on Moab destruction Spike Factory. And to be honest, I kind of want to go for the all-around tower here. I think it's fair, so that's what we're going to do. Now, if you guys are wondering, what is the best strategy in the game? I have made the same video probably 5 or 6 times now in my life, in my career. I think if you just Google best strategy in BTD6, it might pop up. If not, SJB, best strategy in BTD6, it'll definitely pop up. It definitely involves a different hero, but they're female. It definitely involves some sort of magic-y tower combo here, definitely for sure. So, yeah, here we go. We got this Oh My God coming out now. We're probably going to have to use ability here. So let's use that. Spirit of the Forest. We clean up in the back here. Oh, yeah, we've got the strong vines, man. That girthy vine back here. Easy peasy. Now, the question is, can we get this Archmage up on round 82? And I think we got the buddy. Yeah, that's cool. Don't have to wait another 5 rounds, which is not fun to deal with. Bruh. Plus, the nice thing about getting this guy is I don't have to buy this guy in any specific round. I can just start upgrading and buying whatever I feel like. So we're going to go for that Moab Shredder. We go for that Spike Storm, which got nerfed, man. I'm kind of upset by this. They're like, let's make DDTs freaking impossible. How do we do that? Well, let's make everything that pops DDTs more expensive. So they really want you to do weird slowdowns and abilities and combos and everything to deal with DDTs right now, and I just don't want to deal with that. So Spike Factory it is, at least for now. But we do have to go the lead popping power, Lighthouse Spikes. Now with this Wombo combo, you can see that it's going pretty well. I mean, clearly the Spike Factory isn't doing anything amazing right now, but it has a lot of opportunity to do cool stuff, right? It can throw out a big chunk of spikes here, and the cool thing about this positioning is it's going to throw it out kind of against the grain of all the Bloons. It's going to throw it right in front of them, right on top of them, as it's spraying out here, doing even more damage on top of what's usual. So even though positioning for Spike Factories doesn't really seem to matter too much, I do like the idea of spraying and throwing spikes all over the Bloons as I need them, right? Instead of kind of chasing away from them. If I have it back here, it's going to throw it possibly like over here when Bloons are over here, and that's just not fun to deal with at all. Anyways, we got some money here, so what do we do with it? Again, I'm thinking, throw the spikes, bro. It's expensive, 45k, don't get me wrong. But extremely effective, extremely beefy, and has our weaknesses covered, which is still kind of the Moabs, and definitely the bad. Now, I kind of feel bad for Sauda. Like, she's doing some stuff right now, 14k pops, but definitely nothing amazing whatsoever here. DDT-wise, holy crap, Archmage has got it covered, bro. Didn't have to use my abilities here at all. I will admit that one of our biggest weaknesses is reinforced Bloons. Just in general, like, for example, round 98 is going to be a pretty beefy round for us, so we're going to have to, be careful with that, but we do have abilities to kind of deal with that, Sauda's ability in particular. These Road Spikes are also very effective against Super Ceramics, but we only get one of them for now, so just be wary of that. But regular Bloons, no problem at all. I mean, round 94, way bigger round overall, but way easier overall. I mean, you can just tell the difference, man. Holy crap. Look at that. Delicious. Love to see it. All right, we're almost there. We got 4 more grand to go, but this is round 95. Can the Archmage still deal with everything just as easily as he did with all the rest of the stuff? I'm going to say, yeah, I think so. All right, DDTs coming out strong. Archmage is doing a great job here. We're going to throw this ability out just kind of for fun here. And it's going to clean them all up, no problem. And that is going to get us to our Carpet of Spikes. Again, in a really weird spot up front of the map, Carpet of Spikes. Seems so silly, but it's also really, really effective. Every single shot of these spikes here is going to pop a big Bloon until they finally get through the entirety of our defense here, basically. All right, big Bloons as well, round 97. I guess it does suck a little bit that you don't get to specifically hit them for a really, really long time. But we do have those abilities that pop out pretty frequently and make, I don't want to say ease out of it, but make it not a big deal. Now, if you are struggling at all, there's a couple things you can do. I mean, abilities are probably the main thing to do. Slowdown abilities in particular are kind of nice. So, I'm a big fan of just like a Bloon Sabo or a quick Ice Tower or something like that to really just slow things down, allow your defense more time to work, right? In addition, don't feel bad about using abilities multiple times per round if you want to. Sauda's abilities in particular, use them multiple times per round. You can utilize their slowdowns kind of late in the map as well if you really, really want to. But check it out, round 98, super beefy here. No problem at all. For round 99, we're just going to do that slowdown here. We're going to go, whoop, make sure no problems are going to arise at all. And we're going to get our ability back for round 100 here to spray all over this bad balloon. Now, the cool thing is this is probably the most damaging bad tower in the entirety of the game. Maybe Mob Eliminator, like, maybe. But other than that, I mean, look at the damage, dude. We just spray right over it. And then realistically, all we have to do is, oh my god, do we insta-kill the DDTs? Like, what would they just don't even exist. They were just gone. And we still got a solid ability here to clean up if we need it. But Spirit of the Forest is just too fan-frickin-tastic. And that is one of the best strategies in all of BTD6. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you press that like button, make sure you subscribe, and of course have a super duper delicious day.